What's going on YouTube? MrBojangles 1984 here with a little review of my experience from PAX East 2017 today. I would like to apologize regardless of what I've tried. I can't get the reflection out of my glasses, so that's distracting. I'm sorry. But anyway, this is my first time going to a PAX event or the first gaming convention in general. So of course I didn't know what to expect, but I had a certain level of expectations that I figured would be met. Like, I don't know, when I think of a gaming convention, I think of course, a bunch of gamers getting together. You know, you have the development teams there to show off their latest things, whether it be video games, card games, I mean, board games. I mean, everything was there. But it was just how it was set up and the amount of people that were there as well was the thing that kind of got me when I first saw the crowd. It was cool. You know, you go in to the Expo Hall section and there's an escalator to go down into the Expo Hall, and from up top you can see all of the people, all the lights, all the signs, and it was cool. It was great. You know, it was like, oh my god, I'm here. And I was excited. And then you get down on the escalator and then you get into all of the people. Like, just so many people. I get it. It's a convention. There's going to be a lot of people. But in my opinion, there's just too many fucking people. Like, you couldn't really get around. They had certain booths set up where they were doing competitions, and some of them are streaming them. So of course you got people who want to stand there and watch, and there's very limited seating provided by the companies that are putting on the tournaments and what have you. So people start standing, and you know, like a dome shape would form, and it cuts into the aisle walkway. So I mean, people are just moving so super slow, and it was already so congested that if you were to try and stop, like, for instance, I stopped one time for all of maybe 2 seconds to take a look at one of the screens to check out what was going on, because I saw like a game was playing. It looked cool. I wanted to check it out. So I stopped, and within a 2 second time frame, one of the um they call them enforcers. It's somebody who's working for PAX in the expo area, and they're throughout the building, rather the whole convention center. But anyway, so I'm standing there for like 2 seconds, and they call out to me, "Come on, let's go. We need you to keep moving so we can keep the traffic flowing." And I'm like, okay, well, fuck me then, right? I mean, it was really difficult for me personally to enjoy the things that I went there to enjoy. Like, I went there to see the Sony booth. You know, Blizzard was there. There was like a lot of companies that I would have liked to have stopped by their booths and checked stuff out, but I only had a 1 day pass. Okay, I was there today, and that was it. And going by the booths, not only are you not really allowed to stop moving because it's so bunched up, you're so cramped with all of the people around you. Like, if you tried to stop moving, either somebody behind you would get pissed off because they then have to try and squeeze on the side of you and in between the people walking in the opposite direction to get past you. But you also have those enforcers that are just making people continue to move along. And how they had the lines set up, it was so confusing trying to figure out where you would even have to start to stand in line to try and play these games that were on display. You're in the expo hall. There's no real signage that says, okay, line starts here and goes this way. There was no roping of anything off. Like, there was no ropes, which I think they meant to do because they knew there was going to be that many people in the expo hall, that they didn't put any rope lines to be set up for you to follow and use as a guide in order to determine where it is you were supposed to go to try and play, for instance, um the remake of Crash Bandicoot. That was there at the Sony booth, um but you couldn't really get to it. You know, like, there was Nothing that said enter here to check out Sony's booth or anything like that. And if people knew where to go, like just have something, have signs. It's a 3-day event. Okay, so you're not setting up these signs, hanging them from the rafters. I mean, they take time to set up fucking walls. They build walls and shit, but they can't hang signs that say this way to the coat check, so you know where the fuck you're going, and or this way to such and such a hall meeting room, because they had 5 or 6 different rooms, rooms that they were using for these panels. And you can try to use in the map, but if you don't know the layout of the fucking building, you don't know which way. I mean, it's really hard to figure out, honestly. At least it was for me anyway. Call me stupid in the comments section down below. Do whatever you want, but this is just from my point of view. It was just hard. It was real difficult. I mean, they could have had signs that said go upstairs for such this room and that room, and when you get up to the top of the escalators, it would say go this way for this room and this room, and go left to go to these other rooms. Anything would have been better than what they had, because they didn't have anything. There was no real help to direct you to where it is you were looking to go. Even using the map provided on the mobile app, it's mind-boggling. So I was expecting a lot of people. Yes, okay, don't get me wrong. It's a game convention. Many people enjoy games. I mean, it's PAX too, so people travel from all over the place. But with that many people, it's just hard to get through and process everything that's going on. Maybe if I had the 3-day passes and I could have gone all 3 days, go Friday, get acclimated to the surroundings, maybe find a line to wait 2 hours in. Mind you, the lines are huge, and have like 1-day pass. You don't want to spend fucking 2 hours waiting in line just to play maybe 10 minutes of a game. Granted, you're playing it early, but you're wasting so much time just waiting in line. Like, is it worth it? Is it worth it? I don't think so. I mean, I didn't play anything new today. I really didn't get to stop and enjoy anything that I was looking to do. And I think it had to do with how many passes they sell. Now, I get it. They have to make money. They have to pay for the convention. They have to pay for people to, they pay for the building, pay people to fucking work it. They have to pay for everything that they, have to get in order to brand it, because it's, PAX East 2017 all over the place. It looked great. You just couldn't really do much. And I feel that if maybe they, I hate to say cut down on a few things, but cut down on a few things, maybe not go so extravagant in certain areas. That way they don't have to sell as many passes in order to turn a profit. I think it would actually benefit the people that end up being able to go, or perhaps spread it over a longer period of time instead of just a 3-day weekend. Make a large event out of it. That way you don't have to sell that many passes, right? You don't have to sell that many passes. You give people more options for days that they can go and experience your event. And you also make it so that they don't have to fight with so many people to enjoy the things that you have there for them to take in. I just think it would be a better overall experience, in my opinion, because like I went to Comic-Con. Okay, I went to the Rhode Island Comic-Con. It was in the Rhode Island Convention Center, which is maybe a quarter of the size of the Boston Convention Center, which is where PAX East was held. And you weren't packed in like sardines. Like, if you went to go get an autograph from somebody, there was a booth, and there was a line that came from that booth that was clearly marked by the rope system. Keep it orderly. Let people know where they need to go in order to get to where they want to be. And with Comic-Con, you had no problem doing that. Like, you could walk freely pretty much the entire time. You had time to stop at booths because it wasn't just overly crowded by 100 people already by the time you get to it, because you didn't get there first thing in the morning. Shame on you. Not everybody can do that, and your experience shouldn't be hindered by your arrival time or how much time you have to actually go to the event. You know, maybe I just should have had lower expectations, but I was hoping for the experience that you're walking up and down the aisles and you have representatives from the companies kind of standing in the aisle a little bit and trying to draw your attention to the booth. Like, hey, I'm from Sony Entertainment. We've got a couple of new games here for you guys to try out today. We've got a line right over here. If you're interested in playing, just go ahead and get in line. And oh, by the way, here's a little swag bag. Just give me some stickers or something. Like, I didn't get any of that because I didn't wait in their lines for 3 hours to go and play their games, probably. I feel like I kind of got the shaft. I went to PAX East to have a great time, and I don't feel that I had a great time, unfortunately. But anyway, I think that's going to do it. That's my thoughts. Overall experience, it was okay. I got my pass. I got to find a couple of the PAX XP things and do their scavenger hunt, which fucking forget trying to find all the other ones because you would never find them in the sea of people. A sea of people! But on that note, this has been MrBojangles 1984. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to go ahead and hit the like button down below. You can subscribe. I'm going to try and put out more videos like this of my experiences, games that I've played, give you my thoughts on things like that. Because I find a lot of the times that I have a different perspective than a lot of people, and I feel this is probably going to be a big one because I'm sure there's people that went to PAX East and had a fucking blast. Props to you. I mean, this is just me. This is me. My point of view. But yeah, you can subscribe to the channel. I'll get more videos out. I also stream on Twitch. I don't know if you're into that sort of thing, but if you'd like, you can find me over there at twitch.tv/MrBojangles1984, just like here on YouTube. And I'm on Twitter as well, at MrBojangles1984. You can throw me a follow over there too. But have a good night.